Yo! Now, if you guys remember from my previous video, I had an oil leak. That oil leak has basically disappeared ever since the installation of an OEM VTEC solenoid gasket. At this point, everything else I'm doing is just for the sake of a refresh and for my own experience, basically. We're going to replace the camshaft plug, the valve cover gasket, spark plug gaskets, spark plugs, oil filter, do the oil, and while we're at it, I didn't tension my alternator belt properly from the timing belt video, and as a result of that, I have this horrendous squeal on startup. Which we're going to try and fix too. The only problem is that one bolt I need to get to actually tension this properly is all the way down there, and it's covered by the power steering line, it's covered by the timing belt cover, so it's actually a hassle to get to. So we're going to do that while the valve cover's off. I'm gonna go ahead and try and remove this cover over here. That should make it a little easier to reach the bolt on top there. A lot easier actually. That's it right there, that first bolt in the middle of your screen. As you can see, that is on top of the alternator. And it's on a bit of a slider. It's hard to see, but that brown bracket is actually a slider. So what you do is you loosen that top bolt, and then you can kind of push the alternator forward and then tighten the top bolt again, and it'll increase the tension on your belt. And it pivots on this bolt right here. So I've loosened that too, which means now we just need to take a pry bar or a big screwdriver and rock the alternator forward and tighten that top bolt, which is going to be difficult, but that's where we're at. The top bolt is a 12 and the bottom one's a 14. So this is the original one that I just pulled out. Yeah, it's quite different to the replacement part, which is this. But that's what the part is. The reviews on this didn't seem too bad, so I'm not worried. And as you can see, it's pretty easy to get to. So this is what I'll be replacing this with. You want to wipe it all down. We may as well also clean the outside of the valve cover base, because we need to do that in order to get a good seal when we reinstall the new one. That just seats itself in there like so. Now we just have to reinstall the end cap. Okay, So the next step is to take off your old valve cover gasket. This one was in pretty good shape and the seal was decent, but we'll replace it while the valve cover's off anyway. There are a few points on the valve cover gasket that you're meant to apply some RTV to. I just need to look them up and confirm where they are. And of course we just simply inlay the 4 spark plug gaskets into those grommets there, and that's all sorted. I'm not sure if I applied the right amount or in the right place. I know that's on those points. I don't think it matters too much. So I'm just going to go ahead and place these down with the spark plug gaskets and the fresh valve cover gasket. Okay. Got these fresh grommets to replace the old ones too. So they just go over each of. This is the old one, this is a new one. These are BKR 6EN11 NGK spark plugs. So the 11 means these are gapped to 1.1 millimeters, but you'd want to check just to be sure. That's just under 1.1. And that should fit. Yep, that fits pretty well. So this one's gapped properly, which means we can go ahead and install them. What you want to do is use some anti-seize. I'm using some Permatex aluminium anti-seize lubricant, and you just put a dab, just a small dab of that in the middle. There we go. That should be plenty. And it's torqued down to 13 Newton meters, but I don't have a torque wrench small enough, so it's going to be basically snug and then 3/4 turn. And there you have it. We've given the engine a bit of a refresh. It runs good now, it feels good, it sounds good, and it's given me some peace of mind knowing that I've completed these little tasks, which, you know, means I won't have to worry about them becoming an issue in the future. So everything worked out. The only issue now though is my radiator cap broke, and part of it fell into the radiator. So that is such a hassle because it means I'll have to drain the coolant, maybe even disconnect the radiator to shake it and get the pieces out. And I only recently did the coolant. It's all brand new and fresh, so I'm gonna try and reuse it if I can. That being said, everything's great with the car, and hopefully I'll be moving on to some modifications soon, perhaps even changing the tires and playing around with the suspension setup. So I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you guys are too. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.